Good morning. Today is the 4th of March, 2021. And once again, we're taking pictures of the sunrise. And we have many different, oh, there's some crows. Look at that. We have clouds, we have sun, we have blue, more crows. Look at this. And more crows. Gee, I wonder if this is going to be like the one where we had 15 minutes straight of crows. Well, I'll let you know. It's not going to be quite like that. But that leads us into what's going to happen towards the end. Anyway, we're still in the middle of an election fraud season. And we are focusing on the election fraud and world history and what's going on in the world today. There's more crows. You'll notice that we see a lot of crows in this video. You'll see them almost every frame for a while, and then there'll be a gap where you don't see them at all, and then there'll be another set of frames where we see every frame, or almost every frame, of crows, and then another set where there's no crows. And remember that crows, we've already defined the symbol for crows, and that is evil and corruption. And that all came from the first video that we had birds in, which was the bird video, the bird prophecy. And we had small birds, which were clean birds, and then there was crows, which are unclean birds biblically, and then we had geese, which we interpreted as clean birds and as the revival that is coming in the end times according to the Bible. And the crows we considered as the evil that were, well, in another video, they were all gathered together and they were shipped off to another field all at once, and we interpreted that as God is gathering them all together and tossing them into either the lake of fire or Guantanamo Bay. All the corrupt politicians that are going to be arrested, they'll all be either executed or sent to prison. So here we have birds and non-birds all through the video. We have sections of birds and sections of non-birds. I can't see the small birds on the video while I'm narrating this, so I can't tell which videos are which unless they're close-up birds. But usually, when I saw birds flying around me, I would move my camera and take pictures of it instead of taking a picture of the sunrise. And when I took a picture of the sunrise, I wouldn't take just the bright spot, but I'd take a panorama across numerous photos across the horizon, and that's why we see different scenery in each picture. Here we're looking at just a close-up of the bright spot in the sky where the sun's going to be passing through here shortly. But anyway, let's watch, and if you want to pay attention, see how many birds you can see and how long it took between the birds, between seeing birds and not seeing birds. It looks like right now we're in a section where we're not seeing any birds, but later on we'll start seeing birds again. And toward the end, the birds get very, very stealthy. You can hardly see them. Crows are what color? Black. But at the end of the video, we see reflection off the wings of the birds, and they're flying through an area that's nice and dark with a dark cloud there, but the sunlight coming from that bright spot that we've been looking at here is reflecting off the top of their wings and the top of their body, and they look white. And I can zoom into them and look, and sure enough, they're still the shape of a bird, though not very many pixels. because they're so far away. And some of the frames I actually had to zoom in just to be able to see the little teeny white spots of birds. And if you stop this video and zoom in, you might not even be able to see them, because this video is, there's a bird right there. This video is a lot lower resolution on YouTube and Rumble than it is on the individual pictures that I took in high resolution camera. So when we get to those spots where we see the white spots, I probably won't even notice it, because I'm looking at a screen that's only 2 inches by 2 inches, and even these big birds don't stand out really good. So anyway, we're 6 minutes into the video already, and we've still got lots and lots of pictures to go. And there's the bright spot in the sky where the sun is starting to go through. You can see the sun rays going up. Later on, you'll see sun rays going in weird directions, and that was because of actual defect in my glass window that I was taking pictures through. You'll see I'll point them out to you when we get there. The pictures that were really weird looking. It looked like somebody was taking a spotlight beam and shining it in 4 or 5 different directions. And it was all because of the defect in the glass. But here we go. We're still looking for crows or birds. And we're getting towards the end here. We only got another 2 minutes before we can stop and discuss what I did. Okay, I'll just start discussing it now, I guess. When I saw all these birds, all these crows, it reminded me of the video 3 videos ago called, no, not that one, another video further back, where we had 15 minutes straight of crows flying by, and there was never a frame where we didn't have birds for 15 straight minutes. And I thought maybe that was going to happen today, but it didn't. We had a bunch of minutes with birds, and then we had a bunch of minutes without birds. And so what I did, you'll see when we get to this frame, I took all the pictures, lined them all up, took the timestamps on the pictures, decided which ones had birds and which ones didn't. And the first 6 minutes of the video had a lot of crows. And then there was 5 minutes in the video. Well, you'll see when we get there. I don't want to ruin the surprise when we get there. Anyway, so there was sections with crows, and I took the beginning time and the end time, subtracted, ended up with a time interval, and labeled it. And then there was more birds, and I labeled that time interval. And then there was, once again, no more birds, and I labeled that time interval, and so forth, all the way down until we got to the end of the video. And when you see those time intervals, you're going to be surprised. All right, we're getting to the point now. There's some dark birds right here, and believe it or not, there's some white spots down below this bright spot that's actually the crows with the reflection off their back. And some of them you can barely see. Here's the street lights that I was telling you about, where it looks like beams going in 5, 6 different directions. That's it could be a message, but I'm not going to interpret it. Anyway, all of these pictures here have little spots of white that are reflections of the light off the birds, and then back here. So the birds were very, very hard to see. They were very stealthy. Remember that, stealth, okay? So here was the time interval, or the time that the section of crows pictures started, and then the beginning of the section where there was no crows, and then another section with crows, and another section with no crows. And if you take those times and you subtract, let's say 6:03, take away 5:57, you end up with 6 minutes. And I won't do the other mathematics because I've got it all done in the next video, in the next frame of this video, and you will see a surprising pattern of intervals. Here they are, right there. Top one is 6 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 4 minutes, then 3 minutes, then 2 minutes, and 1 minute, and then the video ended. So this wasn't planned. I just took pictures and took pictures and took pictures. Didn't matter whether I took them fast or slow. It's still going to be the same time interval from when the birds appeared and when the birds disappeared, and then when they appeared again and then disappeared again, and so forth. So we've got a series of intervals: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now I'm going to show you one specific picture that had the white bird. If you can see the white spot, it's on the, well, it's below the bright spot, about just left of center, and down about a quarter of the width of the bright spot there. If you can't see it, that's fine, because I can't see it at all right now on a 2-inch screen. So I'm going to blow it up for you, and here it is. There it is, circled right there. And when I took the nice clear picture and focused in, I had these pixels. These are the wrong ones. This is the later. Anyway, these pixels look to me like they're shaped like a B-2 bomber. And I've got outline there, and I even chopped off the little corner of the center box. And here is the ones we actually saw in this picture. Once again, it looks like a B-2 bomber with the wings that are too wide, but another view, the outline looks like the B-2 bomber, and then if I chop off the little tip of that center box, it's exactly like a B-2 bomber. But stealth bomber, the B-2 stealth bomber. And remember, we have intervals: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And once again, this is the picture, one of the pictures that had little white specks underneath, being the birds. But it also happens to be the one with the different streaks of light, which is kind of neat. I didn't get a message from that. I'm not interpreting a message from that. But anyway, what is the message? Gee, I don't know. We got some spots in the sky that look like a B-2 bomber, and we've got a series of intervals that have a countdown: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gee, I have no idea what that could possibly mean. So I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions. So thank you, Lord, for showing us the sky this morning and showing us some really stealthy spots in the pictures, and helping us to magnify them and see what they look like and get conclusions from them. Lord, thank you for letting us share this on YouTube and Rumble. And